Imagine this for a moment. Your car breaks down on the highway. The repair shop tells you it'll be $600. Not a luxury purchase, not a vacation, not a new gadget. Just the cost of getting your life back on track. For millions of people, that one moment doesn't just feel stressful, it feels catastrophic. Because if you have at least $400 set aside right now, you're already doing better than 1/3 of Americans, according to the Federal Reserve's latest Economic Well-Being Report. That means millions of people are one paycheck, one breakdown, one medical bill, or one emergency away from spiraling into debt. And the truth is, it's not always because they don't earn enough money. It's often because their relationship with money, the habits, the mindset, the decisions repeated over years quietly pushes them toward financial chaos. Most people don't fail financially in one dramatic moment. It happens gradually, silently, through small choices that compound in the wrong direction. No villain, no dramatic bankruptcy montage, just stress, anxiety, avoidance, and constant financial pressure that feels normal because nearly everyone else seems to be living the same way. But while being broke feels common, it is not inevitable. Having a healthy relationship with money doesn't require being rich or having a huge salary. It comes from clarity, discipline, awareness, and intentional decisions, habits that anyone can build. Today, we're going to uncover the real reasons most people stay broke, even when they work hard, even when they care about their future. And more importantly, we'll explore how to break out of those cycles before they turn into lifelong patterns. My name is Chris, and I teach people about money, personal finance, and investing in a practical, honest, and realistic way. If you're serious about improving your financial future, if you want to stop repeating patterns that silently drain your income and your peace of mind, make sure to subscribe and tap that like button if this video helps you see your finances in a new light. A powerful truth most people never confront is this: you can't change your money situation until you face the behaviors creating it. And for many people, the first major problem is simple. They don't have clear financial goals. Without direction, every financial decision feels random. There's no destination guiding your choices, no framework to help you say yes or no. Research from the Dominican University of California found that people who write down specific, measurable goals are 42% more likely to achieve them. Yet most people approach money passively, reacting to problems instead of planning for their future. Think about it. How are you going to increase your income if you've never defined how much you want to earn? How do you pay off debt without knowing when you want it gone? How do you build wealth when you haven't clarified what wealth even means to you? Setting financial goals doesn't just give you direction, it gives you purpose. Becoming debt-free in 3 years is not just a wish. It's a measurable target that shapes your daily behavior. Doubling your income isn't a fantasy when you identify the actions that get you there. Acquiring skills, pursuing better opportunities, creating value, or building side income streams. On the other hand, drifting through life financially is like sailing without a compass. Every impulse purchase feels harmless. Every lifestyle upgrade feels justified. Every loan feels manageable until it isn't. People stay broke not because they're incapable of change, but because they never define the finish line they're trying to reach. If you don't want to be broke long-term, the first step isn't earning more or cutting expenses. It's deciding where you're going and when you expect to get there. Whether your goal is saving $10,000, paying cash for a car, building an emergency fund, or buying a home. Clarity turns financial progress from guesswork into strategy. The second reason people stay broke is that they don't track their money. It sounds almost too basic to be a real problem, but it's a massive one. If I asked you where every dollar you earned last month went, could you tell me? Most people can't. And if you don't know where your money is going, you can't control it. It's like trying to lose weight without ever stepping on a scale. Tracking your spending isn't about judging yourself for buying coffee. It's about gaining awareness. Once you see the numbers, you can make intentional choices. You might realize you're spending hundreds on subscriptions you forgot you had. or that your daily lunch habit is costing you over $3,000 a year. That awareness is power. It's the moment you stop letting your money happen to you and start telling it where to go. And that brings us to the third and final reason for today: lifestyle inflation. This is the quiet enemy of wealth. As you earn more, you spend more. You get a raise, and suddenly you need a nicer car, a bigger apartment, and more expensive vacations. Your income goes up, but your savings rate stays the same. More even goes down. This moving the goalposts mentality keeps you on a financial treadmill. You're running faster, but getting nowhere. The key is to consciously resist the urge to upgrade your entire life with every pay bump. Instead, allocate a portion of that new income directly to your financial goals, your debt payoff, your investments, your emergency fund. This creates a gap between what you earn and what you spend, and that gap is where wealth is built. So, to recap, define your finish line with clear goals, track your money to gain awareness, and fight lifestyle inflation by saving a portion of every raise. These aren't secrets of the rich. They're fundamental habits of the financially disciplined. Breaking the cycle of being broke starts with these small, intentional steps. Even when your goals are crystal clear. There's another major reason so many people stay broke. They don't prepare for emergencies. Think about it. According to the Federal Reserve, a shocking 37% of Americans would struggle to cover an unexpected $400 expense. They'd have to borrow money, sell something, or go into debt. Yet, when does life ever ask for permission before something goes wrong? A car repair? A dental procedure? A broken appliance? A medical copay? They are practically inevitable. AAA estimates the average car repair now costs between $500 and $600, and a dental emergency. It protects you from becoming financially vulnerable to events that are almost guaranteed to happen. It's your financial oxygen mask. Another huge reason most people stay broke is simple but devastating. They don't budget. A U.S. bank study found that only about 41% of Americans consistently follow a budget. Without tracking where your money is going, it's almost impossible to understand your spending habits. So many people earn decent incomes, yet they constantly feel like their money just disappears the moment they get paid. They look at their bank account and wonder, where did it all go? The truth is, money leaks happen silently. A subscription here, a convenience purchase there, groceries that turn into takeout. It's lifestyle creep disguised as normal expenses. Budgeting isn't about restriction or punishment. It's about awareness. It's about replacing confusion with clarity. It's about seeing patterns you could never recognize otherwise. Honestly, most people dislike budgeting because it forces them to face uncomfortable truths. It reveals their impulse spending. It exposes habits that don't align with their goals. It shatters the illusion that I just don't make enough money. When in reality, the issue isn't income, it's allocation. Budgeting isn't about obsessing over every single dollar for the rest of your life. It's about understanding your spending well enough to control it instead of being controlled by it. People don't stay broke because they never have enough money. Many stay broke because they never give their money direction. But even people who budget sometimes fall into another trap. They don't think about the future. You hear it all the time. I want to enjoy my life now. I don't want to save everything for when I'm old. And to be fair, that mindset comes from a real emotional place. Nobody wants to live a life of deprivation, waiting decades for a happiness that might never come. But here's the problem. For many people, enjoying life now becomes an excuse for financial recklessness. There's a big difference between intentional spending and impulsive, instant gratification. Researchers call this present bias our tendency to overvalue immediate pleasure while undervaluing long-term consequences. It's why people avoid investing, ignore their retirement contributions, and just assume there's still time to figure it out later. But later comes much faster than you expect. Retirement isn't some distant fantasy. It's a financial reality that millions of people reach completely unprepared. The goal isn't to sacrifice your youth for your retirement. It's to build a life where present enjoyment and future security can coexist. Investing early doesn't rob you of joy, yet creates freedom. It gives you options, gives you control over your time, your work, and your lifestyle later in life. The most financially secure people understand something simple. Happiness today and security tomorrow are not enemies. They re-partners. The key is finding that balance. Have you ever wondered why some people, no matter how much they earn, always seem to be broke? It's often not about income, but about the silent habits that drain their finances. Let's talk about some of the most common reasons people get stuck in a financial rut. First, expensive habits we don't even notice. I'm not talking about buying yachts or designer bags. I mean the everyday stuff. Take smoking, for example. $7 a pack. One pack a day costs over $2,500 a year. Over a decade, that's more than $25,000. Money that could have been invested, saved, or used to build a real asset. Another one is frequent dining out. Not the special occasion meal, but the routine takeout, the daily coffee runs, the convenience food that becomes a lifestyle. Spending $40 to $60 a few times a week doesn't feel like a big deal in the moment, but it easily adds up to thousands every single year. People will say, "I can't afford to invest," while casually spending that exact amount on habits that offer no long-term value. It's not about judgment, it's about awareness. Your money doesn't just disappear. It moves according to your priorities, whether you realize it or not. The second reason, and this one is huge, is accumulating bad debt. See, not all debt is the same. Good debt helps you acquire assets that can grow in value, like an investment property or a business loan. Bad debt, on the other hand, is money you borrow for things that lose value. Clothes, electronics, vacations, and most things you buy on credit. The real danger here isn't just the interest. It's that bad debt allows you to live a lifestyle you can't actually afford. It creates a financial illusion. You buy a car you can't pay for. It loses value. But the payments and interest just keep piling up. Instead of having your wealth work for you, you end up working for your debt. As the saying goes, rich people earn interest, poor people pay it. Millions stay broke because they build their lives on borrowed money instead of earned stability. A third powerful reason is spending money to impress others. Dave Ramsey nailed it when he said, "We buy things we don't need with money we don't have to impress people we don't like." We're all wired for social comparison, and social media makes this 1,000 times worse. Everyone's feed looks like a highlight reel of success and happiness. So people chase the appearance of success instead of building the foundation of it. They lease cars they can't afford and finance designer items to project a certain status. They upgrade their phones and apartments not because they need to, but to keep up with an image. But here's the reality check. Nobody else pays your bills or deals with your financial stress. The thrill of the purchase fades fast, but the payment plan sticks around for a long, long time. People stay broke chasing admiration over stability and perception over security. Remember, real wealth is quiet. Flash is loud, and it's usually financed. Finally, the fourth habit keeping people broke is that they don't pay themselves first. This principle is simple, but completely life-changing. If you wait until you have extra money to save or invest, you'll never have extra money. Your lifestyle will always expand to meet your income. Paying yourself first means you automatically move money into your investments or savings before you even have a chance to spend it. This removes emotion and hesitation from the equation. Wealth isn't built on a few big, lucky decisions. It's built on small, consistent actions repeated for years. People who build wealth rely on systems, not motivation. When that money just sits in your checking account, it feels spendable. It creates a false sense of having a surplus. Before you know it, it's gone, and you can't even remember what you bought. By recognizing these patterns, you can start making conscious choices that build long-term security instead of short-term satisfaction. When investing becomes automatic, your future stops being negotiable. It becomes a priority. A great example of this is the actor and entrepreneur Ryan Reynolds. Long before he built businesses like aviation, gin, and Mint Mobile, he said one of the most important financial lessons he learned early on was automatic investing. He described how paying himself first forced him to live within his means and freed him to build long-term opportunities without financial panic. You see, celebrities don't succeed financially just because they earn a lot. Many earn millions and still go broke. The ones who thrive do so because they respect the systems behind wealth. The real reason most people stay broke isn't one single habit, but a combination of many. Lack of direction, lack of planning, emotional spending, social pressure, bad debt, no emergency cushion, and no investment routine. Financial stress isn't just about money. It affects your relationships, your health, your confidence, and your mental peace. But the most important truth in all of this is that being broke is not a permanent identity. It is a pattern, and patterns can be changed. Breaking out of financial struggle doesn't require perfection or a huge income. It requires honesty, awareness, consistency, and intentional decision-making. It requires defining what you truly value instead of letting your old habits choose for you. It requires the courage to step away from lifestyles designed to impress other people and instead build one that supports your own future. You don't need to transform your finances overnight. You don't need to match anyone else's journey. You just need to take ownership of yours. Because the difference between people who stay broke and those who break free isn't luck. It's direction, discipline, and the willingness to change what hasn't been working. And if you're ready to do that, your financial future can look very, very different from your past. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe for more content that can help you build the life you want.